What's going on, guys? Got some pre-market trades. I just posted this trade on Twitter. 427.45 is a 423.60 fib coming up here on the Q. So I got in a little early short, grabbed one, was in profit a couple different times here. We got 9 of the Apex regular accounts, not the PA accounts right here. So we are going for funding on these next 9. P&L open is right here. These are accounts that I had been trading yesterday, the day prior. They're up like 700 or so on the 50K accounts. So we're hoping for a push right now into 427.45 as we continue the very, very slow down scam where they slow down the candles, the 1 minute, 5 minute, they shrink. And what they do is they allow that to consolidate way easier, and then force up, and just keep scamming up. We're in a massive gap up right now, so that hopefully will help us with a little bit of this push kick down here, because we're looking for 427.45. I got a bunch of orders on sale to sell more NQs up here, just sub like 17,700, psychological $100 there. SPY just left a huge pop there, and we're extended now outside of volume area high. So what I like to do is I try to find a large resistance point, like a 423.60 fib from an after hours algo we had. Let something force up into that, only if it's extended past the volume area high, right? So we are extended being way up here. And as we hit a resistance and or VWAP will be another precursor to resistance here, should be okay, because you can see when they slow everything down on the minute chart here, they just allow it to go sideways and consolidate. They scam, right? They just sit there and hold support, and all the indicators will slowly reset down, and they'll be able to come back up hot again. Reset down, fake out the shorts, come back up again. So you're going to see this pop coming up here in a second, and then we're going to be able to hopefully jam this 427.45, get some shorts filled directly into 17,700, and we'll get maybe 3 to 4 NQs, and then we'll just get a couple points on the drop, and that's how I usually scalp. So we usually scalp with that very fast paced in mind. Just push up here, big scam up, maybe even a big squeeze. I can get some at like 17,110 or something large, and then I'll accumulate a position big enough to get a quick scalp, right? So it drops 20, 30 cents on Qs. We end up doing 2,500 across the board on the accounts. We'll see how that works out. But right now we got one short just in case it drops ahead of time and starts panicking down. So if the one contract short comes down to volume area high, I'll take that profit and I'll wait for the next push up to 427.45 and I'll reset that position. Right now, as you can see, we're down a whopping 20 bucks. And what we're looking for right here is either or. We're either going to push into 427.50 area, hopefully squeeze past a little bit, get me some extension up here, exhaust that upside move because we're in such a mega gap up right now on zero catalyst, just on earnings, just on Q1. But if that doesn't happen, we got to stick to the old, we're going to come back down to volume area high for the scalp and just, whatever, grab 80 bucks, 100 bucks, whatever it happens to be down here. But we're not going to enter into any more short positions till we get an absolute tag of a very resilient resistance like that 423.60. As we're talking about SPY, also, if you caught the last C2 video, we're talking about SPY coming all the way up to 468.71 on potential. So we have a pocket up there at 49, and 1618 was never really tagged. So if there is a failed price action, I'm looking for a roll back down to the 1618. So it could potentially come back up. Same with the Qs, roll back down to POC that I posted on Twitter, come back up. But the real short is from the 427.45. So we might have to wait till live trading hours to hit that and then pull back. But if we get a couple different scalps in here, for the morning, we'll do that as well. So we're just cooking right now. See, it's coming back down. So we're back into that tiny green. Like I said, if it kicks back down just a little bit and starts heading back down to Algo, we have a very premium support here, 426.83, and goes under volume area high. Maybe I just leave it on. I'll just let the NQ bounce back and forth, plus minus, 100, 150, something small. So right now, pending my Twitter post as well, I posted 1251 price level. This is a big price level for VIX. And then if the VIX goes down lower later on in the day and allows the market to breathe, I'm only looking for a short scalp down for the market to continue to highs FOMO MOMO into the Fibonacci bands or levels rather that we have on SPY there. But the VIX, it has a temporary support at 1251. It'll pop back up and then hopefully roll to 1229. We have an unfilled gap in the blue right there. So we are looking for VIX to come back down and magnet those, but we just got to get the market high enough here to where the VIX can find some support like 1251 or 1229 and then pop. So again, the scam is usually they'll just chop it sideways. They'll allow nothing to drop, and then it'll be a big force up, just random volume. So those buy algos right there, it's all set for that. We're above the algo right here, minute 7:03 Central. So further force up is fine. We were way extended here on SPY and on ES. We're still extended on ES as far as volume area highs, not extended on Qs. So we have more upside on Qs, easier upside on Qs. To where if we get a further breakout on like ES, that would also be a temporary short for me. I'll probably jump into some ES as well. Potentially on that way back down. So we'll see if we can get a push into 427.45 here. Be super patient, and then we can grab some ES shorts if this takes off again. I don't think we're going to get all the way up to 2618. I don't think we have anything. I know for a fact we don't have any viable data until Thursday, Friday. Yeah, NBA PMI comps that flashed 845. So all this stuff is going to take place. All these trades are going to take place pre-market for the pullback here. If this can let her go here. So 5 minutes hot. Max is still pressing, so we could easily get a scam up here. Easy force up. I know it looks extended on RSI, overbought and everything, but all they do is slow it down like we were just talking about here. You can see it on the 1 minute chart too on SPY. If I swap it down here, you're just going to see absolutely nothing candles, just snapping back and forth, doing absolutely nothing above volume area highs into resistance. You can see the indicator is going to stretch back down. This is called an indicator reset. It's where they get hot on the minute. They never set in lows ever. They just consolidate, let the indicator oscillations come down to support and come up again. That's called an indicator reset. So the max and everything else, everything's been pointing down for 20 some minutes, and you notice it will not break lows. That's a guaranteed upside pop coming. So the algos have been telling us this for quite some time, all pre-market. So again, we do have this one tiny NQ position, and across 9 accounts, that's big enough, plenty big. So we will take that with a grain of salt right now. Just kind of cruise this live trade for now and see when the next pop is. Because right now you can see the VIX actually gaining support. Last 30 minutes here on a 5 minute chart, it's been getting really good support and pushing. So you would expect the markets to go down, but they're not. They're going to go up because I can spot these scams from a million miles away. And look at your screen. Highs right there, 427.40. Too easy. So now we're only down like a 135, and this is where I wanted to get very aggressive and start popping into these red sell marks that we have right here. We got 17,693, 17,696, a couple different heads up because I knew this was going to pop to highs. But just in case we had a little bit of a pullback or a fun scalp, like a quick red candle down that I could have got a one contract scalp on and then right back up and buy it up into 427.45, that would have been fine too. New pre-market high set. And as I said, they slow down that price action to scam you. They allow it to just sit sideways, let the indicators like RSI and so on and so forth reset, and they just cruise. So you can see that. Can you see my position? Okay. So we're trying to get this on live. I use TOS and watch the Qs and the SPY. I don't really care about the futures charts so much. When the market is open and all the stocks are trading after 3 a.m., you should pay attention to Qs and SPY. And all that fake support there at 1251 on VIX. You can see the dollar is just crushing right now. It's under yesterday's lows. So again, more catalyst for this to boom back up. Netflix pushed up huge on earnings. A couple other ones there were big. I'm sure J&J, I've not seen it this morning, is probably opening flat here. Yeah, a couple other ones aren't doing too hot, but Netflix was the only one. Like AT&T took a tiny bit of a dive. That'll get back up. Netflix was the precursor. So big FANG, big tech. Just typical scam, really. On the up, fake PEs, fake this. We covered in the YouTube videos. ESG scores are the only thing that matter. Investors don't. Stocks aren't real. Money's not real. So all you got to do is look up to sham. Oh, come on. One more push to fill. Didn't fill any of my orders up there. Very close to filling one, but we're still only bouncing back and forth between like $80 red and a couple dollars here and there. Really nothing. So let's see if we can get that further scam up. Maybe it takes a few more minutes here. Then we'll hopefully get the old push ski here. Could take a long one. We'll see. 5 minutes still cooked on the ES up there, way above volume area highs. So ES is getting to be the better short. We're just waiting for NQ to do this final pop here and get into the 427.45, maybe even a little higher. Like I said, just push past there and really give me a solid entry, because we're getting really extended then after a pop of the volume area high. And then we just slowly add in, you know, one contract, one. What we got up here? We got like 3 going on. I can't see on this trade of it. I'm trying to show the live, but maybe I can do it on the DOM on the side, or I'll just do it manual. Doesn't really matter either way. So barely 160 right here. Again, I want, you know, 200-300 red. We can gain 2 or 3 contracts up here, 4 or 5 contracts, and that fat red candle, and that's where you average into that short position off extension here, because we don't have news catalyst, no CPI, no Powell, no reason for this to be up except for Q1 earnings. We have Fed blackout periods. This is all just a technical play, so we are definitely using technical analysis of extensions here. Looking for that magical 17,700. We got another 10 points to the upside. Not sure if we're going to get that quite yet, but I will start shorting into the 423.60 here. We're getting very close. I don't want to add quite yet, but kind of silly not to. At least one more green little pop here. MAC is still kind of set for upside, and we could get another buy wave here, even on the Qs. We'll see. Taking her slow. Dollar, more fresh lows there. Really good MAC crosses on the dollar there. VIX is really trying to hold up, but that'll most likely die off and go to 1229 today. So we're just looking for the scalp, though. Just a scalp. We're not looking for anything too crazy here. And if we don't add into these positions accordingly every time we get a high, when we get the dump, we're not going to have the good average. So we are still expecting these to push back up here and just do whatever it wants to do. $17,699 here. I wonder if we can get up close to that level. And if it shies that level and it starts going down right now, I'll have to take position off back near entry because it's going to scam up potentially further, because it got no good pullback here quite yet, and it didn't get a tag of that 427.45. And again, we might have to wait till live, because like I said, if it starts breaking back down here, that's fine. It's just a miss on the extra entries that are up here. Then it'll go down to volume area high. So my average is like somewhere down here. So once it goes down to volume area high, it's still a $100 winner. And then to the 100 fib back down to an algo test here is still possible. So coming from VWAP to VWAP is also possible. So orange extension deviation. Either way, we're fine. Doesn't matter. It's either we ride the contract down, we look for the confirmational 1 minute roll, which we haven't gotten yet on any oscillation indicators. But yeah, we're just chilling. A couple little red candles here or there. Usually get bought back up, forced back up. We're not too extended from the volume area highs on Qs. So again, ES is the better of the two right now for a further extension up on SPY. And I don't have resistance to like 488.72, but I'm still banking on this coming down to the 1618 at some point, whether it be today or for that next bang off the 2618. It's got to do one of the two. So it's either going to come up, bang its head on 2618, and eventually come back down to 1618 in the next days, or we'll get it right away in pre-market, and then we'll get a better long setup for a gap and go into those levels. So still just chilling for now. Nothing to see. Slow and steady. It's trying to fish more shorts into this play right here. So it kind of acts like it's falling, acts like it's falling, acts like it's falling, and then it'll pop one more time, one of those fat green candles. We're almost down to volume area high in Qs yet again. Still 35 red. Again, should have added into that just one more time. So if we do get that break, it's going to be launching itself back down to that 100 EMA 1 minute most likely. So we'll just hold the one, which is fine. Like you said, it's no big deal. We don't got to chase a trade by any means. If we do get the bigger dip here, we are just going to long it right back up after the algo tag down here. So we could run a single NQ from entry point right here all the way down to the purple, 46 cents. That'll be a huge big hit there on the old NQs. But if not, I'd still rather a pop and scan back up here. Still got a lot of volume and a lot of stuff holding. We're now coming into those reset points we just talked about, right? So we're waiting for these RSIs like this to come back into the 50 RSI to potentially come again, or break down into the lower. So we're getting confirmation right now. Like I said, ES was the way better short up top here. You can see how far ES was extended from volume area high. So I should have been shorting ES. I wanted to see one more little pop there. Maybe being too picky, but it's okay. No big deal. Pretty much sitting at flat right now again. Dollar is getting a little support there, which is kind of helping. But again, this is way too extended for just a regular technical analysis move. So she's got to come back down and find some love down here somewhere. It'd be acceptable for 100 EMA, 426.90. Get back inside volume hairs, and then if it does even continue, you know, POC down there. So starting to go baby green here. Again, like I said, I wasn't going to add into the short. I was going to get a bunch of them right at 427.45 tag. We got really close. Again, should have maybe pulled the trigger at 1, and then if it did the squeeze, get 456. But we're just going to cruise 1 right now. We're up $80 times the 9 accounts. So this does a nice little crack back down to the 100, which we were expecting, back under volume area highs, so on and so forth. We'll still get like 100, 150, $180 out of it. No big deal. But this play is solely an extension of over volume area highs. And the reason we can do this is because there is no news catalyst. There is no Powell. There's no Fed speakers coming on randomly in pre-market ready to freak everybody out. It's just a very good technical play where we were extended past volume area high. And we had a very good resistance for 27.45 to play off of to the come down. So again, we're down to volume area high. Couldn't find support here on volume area high and push back up, but let's see. ES, yeah, nothing really looking like it on the Qs or the Futes. And I want to see it back down 17,650 pretty much. That's POC on the 5-minute on NQ. So we end up scooping 34 points out of this or something like that. That's what we're going to try for on the short. So we're up about a hundo right now. Nothing crazy. I want to pop. Even if there's a lower high pop right here, I'll start adding into short because we did get it and we'll get a confirmation of lower high. So now we're in the bottom of the channel. So oscillation indicators are starting to break down into the lows. The MAC has been telling us now for a while that we have a potential drop. We didn't have a resistance perfect on SPY, so I didn't take that one. I took the Qs because of our Fibonacci. So we'll see. Slowly but surely. Back down to that 10 SMA. Loop and swoop. Got a long way down on the 5-minute oscillation too. So the expectation here is for the 1 minutes to go full cool if they stay in the bottom channel. So if they confirm too high and they reset and scam up, no big deal. We'll take the short into 427.45 or new highs. But if they stay in the bottom channel and confirm back down to a cool, like you're seeing here on the MAC, for some of these and stick the cross, you're going to have to switch to the 5-minute and watch for the 5-minute support. So that's going to be your next one. So the 1 minute would break into a new trend, and the 5-minute has a catch-up trend because obviously it's a longer time frame. So you see right here, the Qs has room to the 50 here before it comes back down. So that price action can hopefully get us back down to that algo level, and then that purple VWAP before we have to cover. And we see the breaking because the 1 minute is doing a full-on bear reset, which is great. And then if the 5-minute has room to the downside, you got to switch to the 5 because the 1 minute has told you now, hey, we're inside the oscillation indicators on the bottom side here. I want to go for a cool reset. Let's take it down a little bit more. MAC has been no crossed, and that could slip the center line. So we do have more slide down. And again, Algo, purple VWAP, 100 EMA, that's kind of where my target will be here on Qs for it. And what are we up right now? Yeah, still just bunch around $100. And there's been no real pop to kind of re-enter here. We're dropping through consolidation finally. Again, being super patient. I would really like to see a slip really pound into that algo here and pound into the purple VWAP and then maybe even get down to POC before anything kind of really give up some of the insane gap that it has. So writing one contract, you know, it is what it is. It's nothing too crazy, but you see that 100 EMA coming up here in the minute 2 down here. That would be fresh low out of this consolidation. That might be a lot to ask for, and there might be a lower high to play there, but we'll do it accordingly here. Nice and patient. VIX not really helping us out too much there. One more little click down. I want some speed right here into the 100 EMA and or VWAP. Got some couple tops right here that were prior resistance. Obviously, the breakouts were going to come into that little static. And if that gives us a little area of opportunity, then I might get in because we'll do this right here. And we'll have one more little jolt up before we come down to test a potential VWAP center. And then the 100 fib right here from this algo, which we always play these pre-market algos too. So that'd be nice too. Get back into that algo range, and that could suffer a whole blow down to the golden pocket if we suffer that short. But we are up way too much in the pre, again with no reason. Just a couple Q1 earnings. 5 minutes still has lots of room down to the 50, and the cross on the MAC is like just starting. So the 1 minute's probably going to get dragged into all of these, bottom metrics here. Bottom RSI, bottom with the cross of MAC, which it is right now. The 1 minute is just getting held up on SPY, which maybe it needs just a little second because it's on the MAC center line right here. So MAC center line slows down a little bit in the minute, but we're in the trend change because the 1 minute is signaling bottom. And now if it stays under that 50 and goes cool, right? And the MACs have been telling us this is coming for a little bit. We're good to go for the 50 on the 5 minute. So we're good to go on bigger presses down right now. So on a single contract, we got like $200. So 200 times 9 is what we're up right now. And these are just the funded accounts. They're not the PAs. My PAs are not be played. I'm trying to pass another 9 so we can have like 15 accounts or something like that. No, 13 or 15, I forget. But every time we win and we withdraw 7,500, we open a few more accounts. Spend 150, $200 of that 7,500 to reinvest into more accounts, get them funded, get another 75K or 7,500 payout. So on and so forth. So we're coming up to, we got 5 minutes. No, still has room. So I would love a pop right here. Because we pop right here into that volume area high, like a quick sneaky boy, little green candle up, and then start sliding. Great. But if not, like I said, we're just going to roll this position down ever so slowly. We can hold for quite some time. We got a nice little pocket. We're up 185, something like that. And again, 220, 250, 260. I try to aim for like 250 to 300 on a day, even on the PA accounts because we have so many. So that's like a $2,500 day. And we've already secured another $7,500 payout for February 1st. So we're trading more Apex accounts. So it's dumb to take your PA accounts and keep trading them because we made it all the way up to 3,300 or something like that. And all the accounts, and you need 3,100 to withdraw. So you stop trading those accounts. And you open up new Apex ones, get them passed, and use those PAs because the other ones are guaranteed. So my PAs and my 3 are guaranteed 2,500 right now. So there's no way I'm going to risk all of those $2,500 payouts. Would make no sense. And then I lose my cushion, sure. But generally, we don't go too big on losing streaks. We're pretty picky with our entries. So not too worried about that. But nice slow talk through. I figured I'd try to get some live trading in here. More often than not, because I do a lot of pre-market trading, and today I woke up mega early and with tons of energy despite the chemotherapy treatment. So let's get it in. What do we got? 225, 230s. We're coming up to my profit goal, and we're coming up to some of the supports here. Like I said, the 100% fib, 100 EMA. This is where I'd probably hit buy bid.
Order filled.
Okay, fill right away. So we ended up with 225 times the 9. So I wanted to get to the 100 EMA 1 minute, 100 fib. We could break down a little bit further, but for my entry from here to here, I think we entered 17,683, closed 17,672. So essentially about 10 points. So 10 points on a single, got about 225 times 9. So all green on the accounts there. It's kind of fun to see the numbers, but yep, all green on there. And that'll conclude our little scalp session. So what we're going to look for the rest is some further downside here. I made my money. I'm out. The 5 minute has a little bit of support here. So if it pops again off the VWAP or 100 EMA and then continues down to the POC, that'd be it. But the 100 EMA is also a pretty good stopping point. So we'll look for something like that. Not quite as high, maybe into the volume area highs and then lower. And this would be another short entry. So we'll look for that on the scalp.